Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 583 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. I don't believe it. There's no way my idol could be dead. No, Brother Qin Yuan can't be gone. Sob, sob, sob. Lin Zhilua burst into loud tears after seeing the news. If he's gone, then what's the point of all my hard work? Everything I've done was just to follow in his footsteps. But now? Zhao Yuqi's eyes were completely vacant, her spirit drained. The shock was too much. She nearly fainted. Brother Qin Yuan, as long as you're alive, I don't care about anything else. I'm willing to be your concubine. Just please don't die. Xiao Ruyu's tears poured down like rain. She was sobbing uncontrollably, her heart shattered. She had always been proud and aloof. But in front of the man she truly loved, nothing else mattered anymore. She was willing to give up her pride, everything, if only he could come back alive. People often don't cherish what they have until it's gone. Only after losing it do they realize just how deeply it mattered. She loved him down to her very bones. With what I know about Boss, he wouldn't die so easily. He's brilliant, wise, practically invincible. The news only said there was a crash. His body hasn't even been found. Doesn't that mean he could still be alive? Yu Lingshuang's voice trembled. Normally, she was calm and composed. She'd managed Feituan capital for years and had long since learned how to stay level-headed under pressure. But now, it was like her foundation had crumbled. The confidence that let her take bold risks and make fearless decisions was all rooted in one thing: Qin Yuan. No matter what crisis hit, he always had a solution. With a boss like him backing her with infinite resources and deep strategies, of course she was confident. But now that something happened to him, she felt like all that strength had been sucked away. Her reliance on Qin Yuan wasn't just professional, it was emotional, deep. He was her sky, her everything, her reason to live, her source of courage. Without him, what was the point of anything? But the explosion was intense. The plane disintegrated instantly. It's possible even the body was completely destroyed. No, I won't accept that. Brother Qin Yuan is still alive. Su Lele was on the verge of losing her mind. She had just taken out a $10 million loan from the bank, sold all her properties, and even gave up her family's chain of internet cafes. All just to buy dark coins and upgrade her dark web account to bronze level. All of it, just to get her hands on a dose of the super soldier serum, just to gain a little more weight in Qin Yuan's heart. She gave up everything. Why was this happening now? Just then, Yao Qington stepped forward. You all don't need to be this pessimistic. I've already asked my grandmaster. Brother Qin Yuan is stronger than any of you can imagine. He'll be fine. As she finished speaking, she suddenly vanished in a blur. Like a floating immortal, she soared into the air, leaping over 10 meters high, landing gracefully on the rooftop of the building across the street. What the? Everyone was stunned. Even the heavy sorrow in the room was shaken by pure shock. Moments later, Yao Qingtan leapt back down from the rooftop, perfectly unharmed. Qingtan, are you a super soldier? Don't be surprised. I've already unlocked the 3rd level gene lock. At this point, normal firearms can barely harm me. Those so-called gene-enhanced soldiers online, most are only level 1 or 2. They're nowhere near my level. And Brother Qin Yuan, his strength is far beyond mine. Last time, he survived a direct missile strike without a scratch. I'm sure he's still alive this time too. After her explanation, the crowd slowly calmed down. It seemed the world was more complex than they'd realized. There are really people like you in real life? Of course. If America has biochemical cyborgs, why can't we have powerhouses? Maybe the West's influence has gone too far. People only believe in science now and have forgotten our ancient legacy. Our traditional techniques have been passed down for generations. If we train hard for decades, are we really weaker than someone who just took a shot of enhancement drugs? Grandmaster said, the rise of cyborgs will cause global chaos. More and more powerful people will emerge. And Brother Qin Yuan, he stands at the very top. Shock. Silence. All. Only now did they begin to understand what kind of man Qin Yuan truly was. There was a hidden world, one completely unreachable to the average person. And Qin Yuan not only ruled the mundane world with his unimaginable wealth, he also stood at the very peak of this secret world of power. I used to think the pyramid of society had 9 levels. I thought Qinyuan was on the 9th floor. I worked hard to climb up to the 7th floor. I thought I was getting close. But now I realize there aren't just 9 floors. There are 90. And Qinyuan is on the 90th floor. That's how everyone felt. The man they admired was already standing on the highest level of all. So that means Brother Qinyuan really isn't dead. My grandmaster is absolutely certain. I trust his judgment. Where's that janitor grandpa? I want to go take him as my master. Lin Zhiluo's eyes lit up. If Xiantian Yaozu was really that powerful, why not take advantage of the opportunity? He doesn't take disciples easily, unless you're a peerless genius. Chapter 992, Taking a Master. Maybe I, little genius Luo, am that peerless talent. Lin Zhiluo ran out and quickly found Xiantian Yaozu sweeping the ground under the scorching sun. Grandpa, it's way too hot today. Let me hold an umbrella for you. No need, little girl. Just say what you came to say. Yaozu's eyes were calm, as if he'd already seen through everything. She was never this polite before. Clearly, she had an agenda. Grandpa, can I take you as my master? Lin Zhiluo looked at him with wide, sparkling eyes and spoke with sincerity. Take me as your master? Why would you want an old man like me? Want to learn how to sweep the ground? Grandpa, Sister Qingtin already told us, you're a supreme expert from the Medicine King Valley. Please accept me as your disciple. Lin Zhiluo knelt on one knee and pulled out a pink bank card. She held it with both hands and offered it to him. What are you doing? Master, this is my bank card. It has 1 billion in pocket money. I'm willing to give everything I have to pay the tuition. She blinked. In truth, she had a few more cards like this one. But saying it this way made her sound more sincere. Yaozu was about to reject her. He really didn't plan to take a disciple. But then he remembered the promise he made, to guard the Qin family estate for 10 years. Since he had to live in the mundane world anyway, having some cash on hand wouldn't hurt. It'd make things more convenient. He hesitated. You little girl sure got money. What's the pin? Master, it's all 5s. Don't call me master yet. To join Medicine King Valley, you must pass 3 tests. No matter how much you pay, we don't accept trash. He slipped the card into his sleeve, hands behind his back, face calm. Master, please test me however you want. I'll overcome every challenge. Lin Zhiluo was full of confidence. There are things in this world you can't just push through with effort. Plenty of people work hard, but to achieve true success, you need opportunity, effort, talent, and perseverance. All 4. This book is the Mystic Herb Record, listing the traits and effects of 521 herbs. You have 3 days to memorize it completely and understand its contents. I'll test you in 3 days. If you fail, don't ask to become my disciple again. Yaozu flicked his sleeve. Lin Zhiluo took the book, felt how thick it was. Didn't seem too bad. Just memorization, right? That's easy. At that moment, Xiao Ruiyu, Qin Bingxue, Zhao Yuqi, Su Lele, Gao Xianin, Chu Yumo, Qian Mingming, Wang Mingming, and Yao Qingtan all came over. Luola's thinking too simply. Yao Qingtan said, the Mystic Herb Record, even just the basic part, takes most people more than 3 days to memorize. But understanding it, that's 10 times harder. During the test, Master might ask about combinations of 2 or 3 herbs and how they interact. That takes serious talent. Only someone who can draw inferences from one example to another could pass. It's like giving you a math problem you've never seen before, and you have to invent a formula to solve it, just from basic principles. That kind of talent is rare, almost at the level of an inventor. Grandpa, I want to be your disciple too. This card has 2 billion. Yuling Shuang also pulled out a bank card and bowed respectfully. What's with all of you today? Everyone wants to become my disciple. Like I said, I don't reject disciples, but you must pass the 3 tests. Start by mastering the Mystic Herb Record in 3 days. Senior, can we take the test too? Zhao Yuqi asked eagerly. Of course. Anyone who wants to try can try. Yaozu shook his head lightly. These girls really didn't know how high the sky was. He held disciples to a much higher standard than normal students. Even mastering the Mystic Herb Record in 1 month would already be considered a genius. 3 days? They probably couldn't even name all the herbs. If you're not a true, peerless talent, even if I take you in, you'll never succeed, and you'd only tarnish the name of Medicine King Valley. This first test alone will show you how hard it is. Luo Luo, make me a copy of that book later, Wang Mingming whispered. Sure. It's boring studying alone. It'll be way more fun if we all do it together. Lin Zhilua laughed. Finally, she wouldn't have to suffer through this alone. If everyone was struggling together, it didn't feel so bad anymore. At that moment, Yaozu suddenly frowned. His expression turned cold. Next second, a sudden change. 12 fully armed agents scaled the Chun estate walls in near silence. Their movements were lightning fast. They carried submachine guns. Quick and clean, eliminate all assassination targets. Everyone inside the estate must die. Top secret intel says Chun Yuan's greatest secret is hidden here, possibly an AI superbrain or advanced alien tech. Your mission is to wipe this place clean. Yes, sir. 12 genetically modified warriors replied in unison through their earpieces. The estate's alarm system blared. Security guards moved instantly. But even trained ex-military guards were no match. What followed was about to be a slaughter. One of the Skull Society agents smirked coldly behind his sunglasses. Swish. A flash of silver light. The air went still. All 12 agents, elite, enhanced, fast as lightning, had just climbed the wall, and every one of them was shot through the forehead. Not even 1 second had passed. Humph. A bunch of nobodies, and you dare act up in front of me? The silver light returned to Yaozu's sleeve. He hadn't even moved an inch. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.